Dad, he told me that if anything weird happened in town, that I was supposed to come here and hide. The whole town's acting bizarre.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 horror film The Devil Comes at Night. The film is directed by Scott Lever and it stars Ryan Allen, Adrienne Kress and Jason Matarino. The film is also co-written by Ryan Allen and Adrienne Kress. Now the film focuses on a washed-up boxer called Ben, played by Ryan Allen, who goes to his recently deceased father's farmhouse to search for his inheritance. He thinks his father's got a safe there with some money that he can have, so he can share it between himself and his boxing trainer. While there, he meets Amy, who is in this house. She explains herself by saying that his father said she could come there if things were getting weird in the local town, and things are certainly getting weird in this local town, as this farmhouse is descended upon by what seems to be a cannibalistic cult, and it is up to Ben and Amy to fight for their lives in order to try and get through the night in one piece. Right, what are my thoughts on The Devil Comes at Night? Well, this is, I get sent a lot of screeners. You will either know that or you won't know that, depending on how familiar you are with my channel. Quite a lot of the screeners I get sent are, below average. I think that's fair to say. Occasionally, you'll get a little gem that pops up. And I have to say, as far as, low-budget horrors go, this is a little bit of a gem. This really, really pleasantly surprised me. I thought it was well directed, it had a snappy script, there was hints of humour here and there, but ultimately the mystery of the film kind of keeps you really, really interested throughout. It's cleverly shot in a sense of it's mostly at night and it's mostly in the dark, but a lot of low-budget films, when they make creative choices like that, they're too dark because they poorly light them and things. This is just perfect. You can still make out what's going on, and it adds to the feel of the film and the effect of the film and this real sense of dread that the film has hanging over it. Who are these people outside? Why are they early on why are they wanting him desperately to go out? Why can't they come in? These questions get answered, fairly soon, but there's definitely an element of mystery for the first half of this film. What's actually going on? And cleverly, they give this Ben character somebody to bounce off. I don't think this film would have been just as impactful if it had just been Ben in this house, being descended upon by this cannibalistic cult sort of thing. But they put this Amy character there for them to kind of bounce ideas off, and and it really works because it makes them have somebody to talk to, and the characters are both interesting in their own way, and it just makes the film much more watchable than otherwise it would have just been a fairly standard, arguably home invasion type film with these people trying to get in the house and this one character defending it, whereas the way they did it makes it a little bit different. They desperately want to get in there, these cult people outside, but they can't, and I'm not going to tell you why they can't get in there. So they've got to try and entice them both out by using different tricks, and they've got to come up with different ways to kind of come up with plans to try and get out alive in one piece. So it's like a tug of war almost, you know what I mean? Game of chess between the inside and the outside. How do you get out of this situation? And it's a fascinating, interesting watch. It's not graphic or anything. The horror elements here come very, very late into the film when it's revealed what's actually going on, and what they're doing there, why they want to get this Ben so much, what they need him for. That's all explained away. And thankfully it's not overly convoluted and overly confused. It's fairly easy to understand this film. Again, that's a gripe I have with a lot of low budget films, if you like. They over explain themselves, or they overly complicate things, and this does neither really. It's fairly easy to follow, fairly simple to follow, and they give us characters to care about. This Ben character, played by Ryan Allen, is almost like two sides of a coin. One side of it, you know, is a very, very likable character, and the other side of it is a very, very dark character with a dark personality. But he feels real, he feels tangible, he feels like a real person. Sometimes these characters are written in such a one-dimensional way, they don't feel real, where this Ben feels absolutely real, and it's a character that you can get behind because he feels like a real person. And he doesn't, you know, feel like the typical heroic character that you expect to see in films like this. And very much the same with Amy. There's an air of mystery to Amy. You don't know, for a good chunk of the film, I wasn't sure that, you know, who is this Amy? Can we trust her? Is she going to turn? Is she going to do this? Is she going to do that? And again, obviously, I'm not going to spoil it. You don't really learn anything about what she's going to do, sort of thing, till later on. Is she going to help Ben, or is she not? Is somebody else? And yeah, I thought it as well. There was a really, really smart killer twist by the end that I didn't see coming. I thought it was pretty good how the film kind of played out by the end of the proceedings. So yeah, I was suitably impressed with this one. I thought it was cleverly made, smartly directed, a really snappy script with interesting characters that I could get behind and relate to, and it didn't get silly or anything like that, even though some of the premises it was playing around with, you know, could definitely be, you know, easily be pushed into the silly department if it was handled by the wrong people, sort of thing. And it's a film you know, you absolutely could watch and enjoy. You know, it's not going to change your world or anything like that. You know, once you finish watching it, you'll feel fairly satisfied, but it won't necessarily stay with you for a long time. But I honestly, after all the screeners that I've watched, it is sometimes a joy just to find a little bit of a hidden gem in some of the screeners that I've been sent. So when this film is released, guys, and I think it is due to be, or it has been released, I think on June the 10th, I think. Get this one watched if you've seen it on streaming services, or even if you see it stood on a supermarket shelf in the next couple of weeks. I think this one will be worth checking out if this is a sort of like horror genre type film that you're interested in. It certainly kept me interested throughout. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back with more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.